G'day guys, this is the Ironman dual inflator, and we're going to try it out with the deflation as well. So it comes in this little box. I'll give you a close up there so you can read it. Not too much to read. Alright, let's open it up. So I have had this open, but that's what sort of comes in. Max 65, and so this is it here. This is the gauge you get. Okay guys, so this is what you get. These are just push-on fittings, and when you're inflating, you push them both on, and you attach your air compressor fitting to pump up here, and you can bleed it off with this. So, but we're going to give this a go at inflating at the moment. And later in the video, which will be the end of our trip today, when we're inflating again, we'll see how we go at inflating and the time. So one end's a short side, so that's for the gauge side, and then the other end will go to the other side of the car. So you can do two wheels at once, inflating, and it's not technically called a deflator, but we're just going to give it a try and see how long it takes, and we'll compare it also to our Ironman speedy deflator. Alright, let's get to it. Okay. That's secured on. Let's go do the other one. Alright, second one. Okay, so they're both on. What we noticed already is that I've had to run it right under behind the wheels to get it to reach. So first thing is, I'd say to do it comfortably, it's probably at least a good metre too short. Alright, now let's have a go at this deflation. So that's my pressure. I'll try and focus that for you. So we're on about 45. Let's try it as a deflator. Okay, that's between two tyres also. That looks like a really slow way of doing things. Yeah, okay, we're just going to switch to the speedy deflator, because as you can tell, it takes some time to use it as a deflator. So this is clearly just an inflation device, because of the valving in here isn't for rapid deflation, plus the valve cores are still in, and we know that's still a slow way of doing things. Alright, let's... Guys, now we're going to do airing up with the inflator. So we'll do the two front tyres with the inflator, and we'll do the two backs individually, and we'll just see how long it takes. We're using ARB twin compressor with the ARB supplied airline, Ironman tyre gauge, which I've found compared with others, and it's pretty damn accurate, within half a PSI. So let's get to it. Alright, let's put it on. That's it, that's on. We'll go around the other side. They're on. I just want you to have a look. This is all the line we got. It's pulled tight, so it barely makes it. These hoses are definitely not long enough. That'd be a bit of feedback right now. No wait to get into that. Yeah, that's definitely something I need to do, is extend these longer. Probably good for a Suzuki or something, but that's it. Let's plug on the compressor. So we've got the pressure there. See that? Alright, let's see how long it takes. So there's a bit of a leak in that. It's not sealing very good. There we go. Let's check how that's going. Oh, it's going, not very quick. Not liking that fitting. I pump my tyres up all the time with this ARB connection, and it gets a really good seal. It's not, I don't know, it's hard to get it connected. It's going now. It's a bit, maybe because it's new. Just check it. Got to about 25. Wow, that's really slow if that's accurate, I would think. I don't know, that might go a bit quicker, considering it's got an ARB twin compressor pumping it. Yeah. So we're going to run these up to 40 from about 20 PSI they were, 21. They're a 285 75 16 Goodyear Wrangler. We'll just check in. Wow, yeah, nearly at 30. And we will compare this to doing an individual tyre. What we may do actually, I may do just one of the back tyres with this, just one tyre on its own, only plug in one end, and see what the time is of just pumping up one tyre with this at a time. Well, not that you would, but let's just do it, and then the last tyre we'll just do the ARB compressor on its own. And by then it will be getting a bit warmer, but it's up for it. So we're just over 30. You'll have to check on the video the time. Well, I haven't got fancy editing and that kind of stuff, but duration of the video will tell you. So yeah, once again, these are a 285 75 16. They were down to about 20 21 psi, and so we're just pumping these up now with this Ironman dual inflator. I'm not sure how long it's been. Yeah, but I guess, you know, you haven't got to switch tyre to tyre, and because it's so short though as well, you can't sort of just hang it anywhere. And I don't want to sit it on the ground. I'm trying to keep my stuff clean, so it's yeah, really short. It needs to be 1 or 2 meters more longer. Let's give that a check. Getting there to about 36 psi, I think it is. So almost there. Yeah, I think individually the ARB compressor, this probably could be like a minute and a bit job, so probably not too bad overall, I guess. But considering you've got to crouch down to do this, unless you just leave it on the ground, you got to keep checking it, and yeah, people can draw their own conclusion on this, I guess, by the end of the video. Where are we at there? So I just need to have a look myself. Just 38 sort of things, so a bit more. It's about 39 and a bit. I'll do that in another video. We'll talk about these fittings. The ARB fitting they use isn't the most efficient. Nito's probably the most efficient sort of type of fitting. Theirs is a quarter or something, and it's an American style connection. They're not big connections. There we go. So we're up to about 40, oh yeah, about 42 nearly, so we'll bleed a bit off. Yeah, it's 40, that's good enough. All right, we'll get to the back. Guys, we're just going to check it with focus. Just going to check it with this tyre gauge. So it's 39 this side. Let's go check. Oh, oops, about PSI. And that one's 39.5. So the tyre that was further away is about half a pound more. But as I said, this gauge, it's normally, I mean, it's really spot on, but that's margin of error. Let's give it half a pound. So yeah, both 39, I'm happy with that. All right, let's check the back ones. As you can see, this is the short end. There's the gauge. This tyre's got just in the low 20s, 22 I think it is, 23. So we're just going to try this on its own. The other end is here and it's not connected. Okay, so we're just going to try one. So we'll just see how it goes doing it, just one tyre through it. And you wouldn't use it this way, but you know, you can sort of check the flow rates and that kind of stuff with your timer. So for those playing at home who may not have heard me say it 6 times so far, it is a 285/75 16-inch tyre. It's a Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack on 16x8 dynamic rims, and this is the Ironman dual inflator. What are we up to? Oh yeah, it's definitely quicker. Yeah. You'd assume it's half the time as doing 2 tyres, one would assume. So we're just sort of seeing that it is half the time, and it's not 2/3 of the time or 1/4 of the time. So we tested out, and it is obviously again on the short side, so the best possible route of least resistance and the quickest way to get air in, so we're being very fair with it. And once again, you wouldn't pump them up like this. I have no idea why you would, but I may be looking in to work out how to put one of these snap fittings on my ARB connection here, because that'd be really handy. Nearly up to 35 already. These will go to about 44 psi. I put my back ones at, with the weight in the vehicle in the back, with the draw system I got and the drop slide and LPG tank and the spare hanging off the back and all my other gear. That's what sort of seems to work well. Nearly there. Oh, I'll give it a good run now. Oh, sorry. Not really. There we go. Now it's biting on. Probably not much point watching that, I guess, because you don't get a reading until you take the airline off. Yeah. Do this, we'll do the other one, and then we'll do closing opinion or thoughts on it. There we go, we're just under around 44, so yeah, that's pretty good. G'day guys, so that's the tyres all done. Now in conclusion, a summary of it all, thoughts and final opinions of stuff. The Ironman dual inflator, their Air Champ, as they're calling this new range. I think they've got some new stuff with Air Champ on it. Anyway, so what I really like about it, the gauge seems accurate and very easy to use. These fittings unscrew, which can be handy, I guess, to replace or change lines if you need to. There's a pressure relief valve on the top if you've went a bit over pressure when inflating, or if you just really want to deflate a little bit of pressure, as we showed you at the start, you can use it as a deflator, but it's going to be really slow. These snap fittings are just a brilliant idea. I've never seen them for tyre valves. It does obviously like an air compressor fitting for like a Nito and JMEC and that kind of stuff. It's a reminisce of that and very similar design and your standard air fitting thing. But for tyre valves, I can't say I've seen one very much like that, and that's on both ends. Makes fitting it on and off your tyres a real snap and a real breeze to use. So that's the good bits. 3 things for improvement. Definitely needs to be a longer hose. So I think to do it comfortably, probably 2 meters longer. That'd be great. Or even if they just get rid of the short side and just make this side as long as that side, whatever that is. I haven't actually measured it, but it's barely the width of the car. And we also tried it from front to back on the car, and it had just reached, depending where your tyre valve is at the time on your tyre. But if they're at the most furthest point back, say at 3 o'clock on your back tyre, if it's on the left side of your car, and at 9 o'clock on your front tyre, they'll be at the furthest points and be a stretch to reach on a Land Cruiser. So longer hose, that's a must. A carry pouch, a storage bag, surely that wouldn't hurt them to do that. There's none provided. And the third thing is I'd suggest it could come with a simple little maybe plastic or something that just won't wreck your paint, but something you could just put a hook in and hook it over a bull bar or a tow bar or something like that, so it's not on the ground. That'd be great. And you know, R&D a bit further. Is it possible to run a bit bigger fittings and hose for a bit quicker airflow, or is this all limited by this end and the valve can only take so much pressure? I would imagine we could get this valve a bit bigger and better. It should flow better and be a bit quicker for reinflating. So that's where it's at. Would I recommend to buy it? In its current form, it's not something I'd buy again, and not at least need to make the hoses longer before I'd recommend buying this. So I will be contacting them and seeing if there was maybe a bad batch. Maybe they've corrected it, I don't know, but I will find out. And if it is a thing that's now been corrected and they're taking these back to swap them over for longer ones, then I'll make another video. If you don't hear any more about it, that means that's all this is on offer at the moment, and they're not really concerned about it, which would be a real shame. So I can't recommend to buy it at the moment, because I don't think it'll really you get a good use and enjoyment out of it, because it's a bit of a struggle to use. You know, sort of, you got to feed it under your car to get it to reach the tyres. It's just not long enough, guys. So the other stuff you can live with without a pouch or a hook, but not being long enough, I mean, yeah, real sticking point for me. All right, what do you think? Let us know. Good on you, eh? Uru.